y'all doing? So, there's a whole thing that's going on with Gibson. I don't know if any of you've seen the video. It was an interesting view for sure. I don't know if I'm going to repost it. I'm going to put this on YouTube as well as on Instagram TV. We'll see. Anyway, so you'll notice I have three different guitars here. This is just part of the collection I have. And we have a 73 Gibson Les Paul Deluxe, a Godin Core 90 with P90s, and a Zemaitis. They all look terribly like Les Pauls. Okay, now according to the last Gibson video, which Mark Agnesi had gone on, and it was semi-threatening to any builder that claimed any shape that Gibson had come up with, and whatever the logistics are. I'm not a business guy, I'm more of an artist. I look at it and go, I will play the guitar that gives me what I need, period, end of story. I've been playing Gibson guitars for 40 years. I've also been playing Fender guitars for 40 years. And I've been playing Ibanez guitars for really close to 40 years. Each guitar does something different for me. That's all I care about. I'm not a brand guy. I don't care what it is. The Zemaitis guitars do something very unique, and I love that. I've got a couple of them. I've got a boatload of Gibsons. I've got Firebirds, I've got Les Pauls, I've got Les Paul Specials. I mean, they do a specific thing. Dan Electros, I've got a few of those. I've been playing those for a very long time. And the thing is, whatever works for a specific project, whether it's recording or live or just for inspiration, that's what you play. That's how it works. So I don't understand the whole point of the Gibson video to begin with. It was, to me, rather entertaining. I mean, I've seen Mark Agnesi in specific stores' videos as the demonstrator for various vintage guitars. I'm not throwing anyone under the bus here, but it didn't seem to suit him. It didn't work out. It didn't come off the way it was supposed to be planned, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't there. But to me, the whole play authentic thing, playing authentic to me is playing what you feel. At the time you feel it. That's playing authentic. I don't think it has to do with a brand. I don't think it has to do with a marketing scheme. I don't think it has anything to do with any of that. And I think wrapping all that together has just taken this into a gigantic tailspin that kind of takes away from other things. As far as I'm concerned, this, again, my humble opinion for what it's worth, I don't see why this is even still a thing. Okay? If you like Gibsons, play Gibsons. If they make guitars that work for you, play them. If you like Fenders, play Fenders. If you like Zemaitis, Dan Electro, any of the boutique brands, by all means, knock yourself out. Regardless. I mean, I happen to like Gibsons only because that was my first introduction to a real guitar. I bought my first Gibson in 1978. And it was a great guitar. And I keep buying them, trying to find one to replace the one that I had to sell. And it's a long road. It's kind of like a junkie thing, I guess you'd look at it as. Trying to find something that actually works the same way that original one did. The same inspiration it gives you, the same feeling, the same mojo, if you will. But I don't understand why this whole thing is even a talking point. I really don't. Again, people who like Fenders, Leo hasn't been with Fender for a very, very, very long time. And we can argue Fenders aren't the same. When I got into Gibsons, everyone said it was the darkest period in Gibson's history. Well, now it's starting to look pretty bright comparatively to what's going on now and what's been going on for the last few years. As far as innovations, Gibson did a lot when they started. Fender did a lot when they started. It was a brand new market. There really were no electric guitars to speak of. Since then, not so much. Neither company. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've gotten a few Fender custom shop guitars, and there's one in particular by a specific builder that is just stellar. I mean, I love this thing. Every time I keep thinking, at some point I'll probably just sell it and get the money and do something else. And then I go, no, I can't. It's just a great guitar. And it does what I need it to do. I've used it for various things. And the whole idea behind having an instrument is to make you want to play. That is really the bottom line. So I've been a musician for 40 years. I've been a music educator for 15 years. And I've taught a lot of students. I've also played with a lot of my heroes. And I've been blessed to be able to do what I do for a living. But I think that the whole idea behind this of trying to follow up and protect your legacy, we all know what Gibson's legacy is, and we know what they did, period. Okay? Now, they're a huge corporation. As an independent artist, I've been ripped off. And I did that whole, try and chase your tail to get your money back thing, and it ends up being huge. I don't have the money Gibson does. Obviously, Gibson's much better financially than I am to try and get a return. But trying to sue Dean Guitars, and this is really the thing I think is stupid, trying to sue Dean Guitars, whose main designs came out in the 70s. Okay, if I remember correctly, it was 76, 77 is when they came out with these. And you haven't done anything about it since. What's the rush? Why bother at this point? I mean, it is what it is. The fact that someone thought your designs were good enough to take a spin on should make you proud. I would market it the other way. We've come up with designs that everybody else tries to knock off, but there's only one Gibson. That would be my take on it. But again, I ain't a businessman, I'm more of an artist. So, if anyone from Gibson sees this, I would be more than happy to speak with you at length on this subject. For the rest of you, whatever you feel. You know what I mean? If you think Gibson's jumped the shark, as it were, don't buy them. Very simple. Find another brand, And if you like what they're doing, then forget what anyone else has to say. Play the guitar. That's all it comes down to. Make music, make art, make something that makes a difference. You know what I mean? My 2 cents on the whole thing. Have a good one.